Okay, I saw that flash, by the way, so and I see the light up there. So that means I'm making a recording for two people, at least. Me and someone else, and then whoever else. So I'm just writing about an incident I had this morning, and I listened to a lot of therapy videos. Dr. C, Surviving Narcissism, is a really good channel. I've talked about him before, but he always talks about you can really see how someone manages themselves when they're in times of conflict. So I have complex trauma, and I am in a highly stressful situation, and I'm constantly trying to manage my mood because I feel like, you got to become a master of your own self, right? And be able to control it, because you don't want to be the crazy one all the time, just reacting. You don't want to be your reactions. You want to bring something more to the table, right, than just this being able to react psychotically because you've got complex trauma. I mean, is it effective in some instances? Yes. Is this what you want to be? Completely no. So we're trying to control that, right? So today I had a situation with someone that is around me, and I had to take care of it, and they basically dehumanized me like I wasn't even there. And so I was just writing about how I can tell that even though sometimes I have certain situations where I can feel the tension in me and the trauma takes over, and I start being loud, and just because I'm angry and I'm frustrated and I feel like I'm being abused and blah 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 blah. In this particular instance this morning, I could really tell that I was being mindful in the way that I was dealing with it, because it's basically, this person's not going to change. They're all about being one up, and the up and down situation of the game in general is there's always someone trying to elevate themselves at your expense, right? So, but sometimes you just have to stand up for yourself and take control of the situation for your own life, because even though that that they're not going to change, you have to let it be known that, you can do whatever you want, but you're not going to treat me like this. And if you do treat me like this, these are the boundaries, this is what's going to happen, blah, 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 blah. So I guess my whole point is that sometimes you got to stand up for yourself. And I'm proud of myself for doing so in a mindful, adult-like fashion, as opposed to freaking out. Most of the time when I do freak out, though, there are not people around me. I have to say that, but that's beside the point. But this time, I handled it in a right fashion, and I can feel myself growing in a good way. So that's what I wanted to say. If you're mindful and you think about the fact that, okay, who's in front of me? Who am I dealing with? How has their actions been in the past? This person has their own stalking pattern, and they have access to my life, which I don't feel is fair at all, but they do, in a much more intimate way that I would like them to have. So, I basically just called her out and said, listen, you're not going to treat me like this. I don't play these kinds of games. You're an adult, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes you just have to understand that the other person isn't going to change, and deal with it accordingly, because boundaries are for really you, not them. So you make boundaries for yourself about how you're how you want people to treat you, and how you're going to respond if they don't treat you the way that you want to be treated. And they get to go and be who they are, as annoying and however they want to be. You don't have to carry their junk around with you all day long. You just deal with it, write about it, make a video about it, and try to help other people know that they're not alone. There's so many difficult people around, and the people that try to create problems, like the passive-aggressive narcissists and the covert people who literally just want to watch you suffer, they're the most trickiest people to maneuver around, because it can look so innocent and non-intentional, but when there's a pattern, you got something way bigger on your hands, that now you got to stand up for yourself, because your worth is not defined by the people that want to tell you who you are. Your worth is defined by the way that you think about yourself and the way that you will or will not allow yourself to be treated. And I guess I'm just proud of myself for understanding that, and life is about growing, so I'm just working on it daily. All right, thanks for listening to me babble. And I hope you, it's not a babble, it's just, that's the trauma in me saying that it's a babble. But anyways, have a good day. Keep your head up, for real. You don't have to walk around with it down, keep it up. You're awesome. All right, bye.